Welcome, focused learners. Today we're taking a fascinating look into one of the most widely debated concepts in ancient theological texts, the end times. We are neutrally mapping out the complex textual events of the Snatching Away. And we aren't looking at pop culture myths today. Instead, we're sticking strictly to the historical manuscripts, the original Greek vocabulary, and the precise timelines laid out in the source material. To break down this cosmic event logically, piece by piece, here is our roadmap. We're going to cover defining the Snatching Away, the Great Affliction, the mechanics of ascension, the destiny of the 144,000, and finally, earthly and celestial upheaval. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, defining the Snatching Away, grounding the text. To truly understand these prophecies, we really have to start with the actual language used by the ancient authors. It all begins with a very specific Greek word, harpazo. In ancient Greek, this translates literally to snatch, to catch, or to pull away by force. What the sources reveal is that this isn't described as some mystical, ghostly disappearance where people just magically fade out of existence. The texts use harpazo in the exact same way they describe a wolf suddenly catching a sheep from a flock. It is a sudden, physical relocation. To really clarify this, just look at the contrast between these two concepts. In these manuscripts, death and destruction are usually referred to using words like olithros, which denotes a severe extermination or loss of life. But harpazo? That's entirely different. It denotes a physical rescue. The individuals being snatched away are absolutely not being subjected to olithros. They're being actively pulled out of harm's way. This distinction is the bedrock for our entire explainer today. This event is fundamentally a physical extraction. Section 2, the Great Affliction, the prelude to the event. Let's move to and see how this builds, because the manuscripts explicitly sequence these cataclysmic warnings long before the main rescue event actually happens. It starts with Phase 1, what the texts call the beginning of pangs, a period of international conflict, famines, and earthquakes. This then escalates into severe tribulation. In fact, the texts specifically warn the people of that era to pray their flight doesn't happen in winter or on a Sabbath day, which really emphasizes the intense physical hardship of the escape. Finally, this period culminates in major celestial signs, like the literal darkening of the sun and the moon. This is the exact sequence of affliction that sets the stage for the Snatching Away.
Section 3, the mechanics of ascension, a step-by-step guide.
So, what does this all mean? How exactly does the Snatching Away happen? Does everyone just float up at once? Do they disappear in a flash of light? You might be surprised to learn that the texts actually provide a highly detailed chronological blueprint for this exact moment. It's amazingly structured. And this brilliantly illustrates the precise, orderly sequence of the ascension straight out of 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. It outlines a three-step operation. Step 1, a commanding descent. The text states the Lord descends from heaven accompanied by a loud shout and the sounding of a divine trumpet. Step 2 is where it gets highly specific. The dead rise first. Those who have already passed away are resurrected before anyone else even moves. Step 3, only after the dead have risen are the surviving living snatched away. There's that word harpazo again. They are snatched away together in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. It is a precise, step-by-step process. Section 4, destiny of the 144,000, a crucial distinction. Now, this is where the texts get incredibly interesting, because not everyone experiences the exact same type of snatching. We are introduced to a highly specific numerical group, the 144,000. According to the book of Revelation, this group consists of 12,000 individuals taken from each of the 12 tribes of Israel. The texts indicate that this specific group is preserved for a special manifestation of divine power during these turbulent times. This is a major aha moment, so notice these diverging destinies. While the main surviving group we just talked about is snatched away up into the clouds in the air, the 144,000 have a completely different trajectory. The sources explicitly state that they are snatched away to God's throne, which is relocated to the temple on Mount Zion in Jerusalem. They are not taken up into the sky to heaven. The text actually likens this to the book of Acts, where the Spirit snatched a man named Philip away and instantly transported him to a different physical city on earth. The 144,000 experienced this exact kind of earthly relocation, keeping them safe right here on the ground.
Section 5, earthly and celestial upheaval, the cosmic aftermath.
So what happens to the rest of the world while these miraculous removals and relocations are taking place? while the texts describe an aftermath that completely reshapes the physical planet. The language used here is incredibly stark and dramatic. Just listen to how the prophet Isaiah writes it. For lo, Jehovah passes forth from his place to visit the depravity of the earth. Dwell on him, and the earth reveals her blood, and no more is a covering on those who are slain. So the crucial point is that the physical reshaping of the earth is meticulously mapped out here. We see simultaneous, cosmic, and earthly events occurring all at once. The Mount of Olives is literally described as tearing in half from east to west, creating a massive new geographical ravine. At the exact same time, a global division occurs, severing the so-called sheep nations from the kids based on how they treated the afflicted. Meanwhile, celestial entities are cast down. The text describes Satan falling like lightning from heaven to earth to aid his forces. And amidst all this wild cosmic activity, brutal human warfare continues, with the holy city being captured and houses rifled. It's a total convergence of the celestial and the earthly. We have direct textual evidence from Revelation chapters 8 and 9 that paints a vivid, terrifying picture of this. The ancient vocabulary describes messengers blowing trumpets, which results in hail, fire mixed with blood, and a literal star. This star is referred to as absinthe, and it falls out of heaven, burning like a torch, directly impacting the earth's water supply. The texts aren't speaking in gentle metaphors here. They are describing physical cataclysmic impacts on the global ecosystem. If the texts describe such vastly different destinies, some being caught up in the clouds, some relocated to Mount Zion, and others left navigating a literally fractured earth, what does this reveal about the ultimate, multifaceted future of humanity? It's absolutely fascinating to think about. It shows us that these historical manuscripts are like a giant puzzle, far more complex, layered, and surgically precise than most people realize. I hope this explainer has left you eager to decode more historical texts. Keep exploring these incredible sources for yourself, and thanks for learning with me today.